Wow, good morning, everybody. Gosh, I'll tell you what, man, it's you're not live streaming if you're still not rapping, running, putting things together as the intro music is playing. And here we are. We find ourselves this morning on a beautiful Sunday morning here in southern or central south southern. We're just south of Indianapolis, in between Indianapolis and Bloomington, at the Morgan Monroe State Forest. Just to give you guys a kind of a view of what I'm seeing here this morning is sunshine over the lake pond ish, whatever it is. But out here getting the transmitter fired up and getting ready to go. Uh, Real quick, just running through the chat here. George, good morning. Bill, good morning. I got Dane out here already firing it up. Love it, love it. And also got Chris here. So these are the ones that are so far in the chat. Hillbilly Ham, missed you there. And good morning, Cooley. These are the ones that are here. Cooley, I'm over here at Bryant's Creek pond or lake or whatever. It's where Bryant's Creek gets dammed up. But Cherry Lake is not too far from me. That is actually over by the Rangers park office. The unfortunate thing is the 5Gs don't work back that far in the park. So to live stream, I've kind of got to be up here towards the old State Road 37, which is really not that far from I-69. And because of I-69 coming through, we have 5G cell service all the way down here. So if you guys are watching on one of the other channels, Twitch, Facebook, is it Twitch, Facebook, Rumble, and X, there's a QR code up there that you can do if you want to get over to the live stream itself and go ahead and participate. If you've got questions, bring them. That's what we're here for. My big philosophy and a lot of this stuff is I like to teach through demonstration and just actually go and doing it. There's a lot of people learning a lot of different ways, and some are book smart and can just read a book and they're in it. For myself, I have to go and touch it. I have to physically put my hands on it, and so I can read a book all day long. It just doesn't make sense to me. I have to have that frame of reference to wrap my head around, and that's kind of what I like about amateur radio, is that this is an experimenter's hobby. It's not it's grown over the last few years, probably more so since COVID, as it was a fun activity. A lot of people got involved in it because it was a fun activity and it gave them an excuse to get out of the house. We had a large growth from that. We also had a large growth from Hurricane Helene. As a matter of fact, I met a guy here last week just after I had wrapped up the live streaming. Um, and you guys have heard him on the chat. He's the guy that lives not too far from here. We've been able to make 20 and 40 meter contacts, and he just happened to be here in the park, and had come up the trail and saw the Broncos. So he stopped by and we had a nice conversation, got a chance to meet, get that eyeball QSO. And he was the same way. His story was the same way. It was like he saw everything that happened in North Carolina and Georgia, the infected areas down there. And he was like, holy crap, I need to do something. And so we've drawn a lot of people in from that. So there's and that's good, right? So but we've kind of became a I'm going to say a bifurcated hobby where half of us are uh, the technical. I want to get in and get my hands dirty, and half of us are kind of operators, and um, and that's fine. I would hope the people that have come to this because of outside events, activities, ham radio, the activity, um, kind of venture into the technical side, just because uh, it allows you to do more, if that makes sense. And by do more, I mean just it helps you put things in a frame of mind that you can use that to address a lot of issues in life. Um, just problem solving first and foremost. Um, how do we get from point A to point B? The science, the stuff they try to teach us in school, getting your um, hands in there, creating that hypothesis, having that idea, and then going forward with it. And it's a great this is a great laboratory to kind of hone those. So when you are faced with a challenge in life, whether it's professionally, it's at work, if it's just dealing with problems, technical or not, you've got that groundwork to deal with it. And that's why I really kind of enjoy amateur radio. And so going back to what I was saying earlier, myself, I'm that guy that I you can put a book in front of me. I could care less. I might skim the highlights, and that might give me a small frame of reference. Otherwise, my hands are elbow deep in it. I'll figure out what doesn't work or what I don't think is working right, and that'll give me a frame of reference, and then I can go back to that reference manual. Um, what was it? Aaron in here, KQ4HZK. Uh, and yes, I-69 has made Indianapolis to a breeze. I didn't know if, as we lived through it, they shut our entire town down, um, the highway, as they built it through there, and we were displaced for about a year, having to go around. Um, and I was questioning whether or not it was worth it. And then um, it took 5 years to build the segment from our town to Bloomington. So we had about 6 years of construction for 20 miles worth of highway, and that was a mess. But I do agree, Aaron. Now that the interstate is completed, I can be in Indianapolis in very short order. But where I was going with that before I went on my squirrel moment there was Aaron and I, although different eras of the Navy, both of us went to the same school, and the technical school that we went to in the Navy, you taught us this kind of stuff, taught us how to just dive in and do it, research it. But the thing that was maybe a little different, I'm not sure what the situation was when Aaron was in. I'm assuming it had changed. When I was out in the middle of the ocean, I didn't have Google to go look at. I didn't have other things. I had uh, a division officer who was a former enlisted fire controlman that also happened to work on the system, and that was it. I didn't really have anything. So if we had problems, out in the ocean, out in the middle of nowhere, there was no phone a friend or anything like that that was there. And so that's just kind of the how I've learned it. It flipped the switch in me. I'll say that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about my experiences prior to the Navy and the high school. I was absolutely bored. And so the Navy tapped into something that I did not have, and it was not traditional book learning. So there's my 2 cents on that. So zipping through here, looks like we've got some more people that have joined us. Ham Radio into FET. Good morning, Douglas. Good morning. And with all that, let's get on the air. That's what we're really here for, is to make some contacts. Let me start bringing some things in. There we go. Aaron said the same thing. I had a few flow charts and a great chief. Yeah, I had nobody. We were in a shipyard, and the 2 senior FCs, they were both E5s. They rotated out, and I was the man. I left the shipyard, and I was the sole guy, because we were in in that wind down from for the basically, because the Aegis system was coming out, and so the Navy wasn't investing really any more money in the system that I worked on, and so they were they that and I think well, I guess the Clinton reduction hadn't started yet, but that was it, right? So yeah, I'm like, you get put in a position, but good news is that trained me for my entire career. My entire career has been in one of those positions where uh, I've just had to come in and fix whatever the problem is, and just do it. And it's all kind of that. And this is what I like about ham radio. It embodies it. So, all right. No more talkie. So let's start bringing in some cameras here. All right. So today I will be using Polo again. And we can just open up the last operation. I do like this. Now I am using Polo on a MacBook, so it is emulating. If you haven't heard me say this, this is emulating an iPad. So it's the iPad version that is running. That's what allows me to run it on the MacBook. But this is not something I would normally take out in the field with me. I'd be using a tablet, either an Android tablet or an iPad. I've got both, and I like that. So I can just use my previous operation since I'm in the same park. Now, the one downfall to the iPad or the MacBook is I do not have a GPS in here, so it's not automatically going to pick the park. But I'll just go ahead and enter in the reference number. Had I had the GPS module available, it would have picked it up, and it would have entered the park. I'm not sure why it still needs to verify it when it's using the previous thing. That'll be a conversation I'll have with Sebastian actually next week at Hamvention. Yesterday to say Hamvention. So if you guys are going there, I will be there around all week. I know there's a couple other guys in here. Portable Ham, Dane will be there with me. We're bunking up, and Ham Radio Tectonics, I believe, will be there too. So there's a few of us that I know that will be there. If you're gonna be there, drop a one or something in the chat, and let's make a point of having an eyeball QSO. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start on 40 meters. swing out here to the antenna cam. So I know it's moving like paint dry in there, but what that is doing is the antenna base is a large inductive coil, and the antenna is moving up and down to tap into another part of that coil, which then makes the antenna electrically longer or shorter, which then allows good impedance. We call it standing wave if you're not familiar with that. It's defined on standards on 50 ohms impedance, and that would be a 1-to-1 match. You're always going to have some form of impedance in there that will basically cause back pressure, for lack of better terms. But I think a lot of people recognize or understand the plumbing type terms. If you've got a hose or a pipe and you put an impediment in there, impedance or resistance, your water's not going to flow through that pipe as fast. It's going to slow down, and it's going to push back some on the source, and that's what impedance is. So tuning antenna, if you hear about that, what that does is it alters the impedance to make that closer to 50 ohms to make the radio happy. It doesn't really help your antenna, but it does make your radio happy, and that's really what you want, because you want to push as much power out, but anytime you have resistance or impedance, you don't get as much power out. So that is what that is doing. So Aaron, were you on the after chat last night with Josh? Because there was a whole conversation about the FX1 and the use of the ATOS and the tuner and everything. It was a good, lively, speculative conversation. Hopefully, we'll definitely find out more this week here at Dayton. All right. So oddly enough, last time I used this on 40 meters, I was on 7193 and the radio is still there. So it looks like we have a station on 7192 somewhere here, not in the United States, but let's just go ahead and somebody down on 190.
How's everything going with you down there, Matt? I don't hear nobody. I got a good time, right? With me in a triangle, right?
So there's some stations popping up on the spotting page here. Looks like this is frequency in use, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. is frequency in use, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. I swear, somebody's watching. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Whiskey Charlie 3 Oscar.
Whiskey Charlie 3 Oscar, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, 5-9 Pennsylvania. Have fun.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great day today, Robert in 73. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo.
Kilo Echo 6, Golf Alpha Echo. Dave, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning, Jim. Just 5-9 here into Mike Oscar.
All right, sounds good, my friend. Obviously, you're in the live stream, but if you're not in the live stream, you can always stop by and listen to your audio as we are streaming this live today. Dave, thank you for the contact, my friend. Have a great day in 73.
Thank you. I'm watching the live stream this morning, and thanks for being out there activating 73.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, KRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo 5 Oscar Golf Romeo.
Kilo 5 Oscar Golf Romeo. William, good morning, 5-9.
Roger. Thank you, Tim. 5-5 Alpha Romeo, 5-5 Arkansas.
All right, thanks to 5-5 in Arkansas, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
Enjoy your park, 7-3.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, KRZ.
Kilo 0 Whiskey Hotel Whiskey.
Kilo 0 Whiskey Hotel Whiskey. Bill, good morning, 5-9, my friend.
Hey, Tim. Catch you on the live stream. Thanks for the 5-9, and I've got a 5-5 for you.
All right, thank you for the 5-5, my friend. Were you you on the East Coast right now?
Say again?
Are you on the East Coast?
I'm on the stream. That part keeps dropping out.
All right, sounds good, my friend. Have a great day today in 73, Bill.
73 just came with the 5-7.
I'll take the 5-7, my friend. Have a great day. We'll see you this week at Dayton. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Always some dickhead needs to tune up over somebody else, huh? Don't say that.
CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilowatt 3, Mike Oscar Tango.
Kilo 3, Mike Oscar Tango. Good morning, Steve, 5-1.
Hey, Tim, good morning. You're on a 5-2 to Delaware today.
I'll take the 5-3, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3.
November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, KRZ.
This is Kilo, Quebec 4, Sierra, Golf, Delta.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Sierra, Golf Delta. Terry, good morning, 5-9.
Good morning. You're about a 5-3 here in western North Carolina.
I'll take the 5-3, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
Yeah, thanks for activating. 73.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, KRZ. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
Romeo.
Station ending in Romeo.
Kilo Charlie 3, Kilowatt X-ray Romeo.
Kilo Charlie 3, Kilowatt X-ray Romeo. John, good morning, 59 plus.
Good morning. Thanks a lot, Tim. Good luck with the activation, 7-3.
All right, 73, my friend. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours in. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by.
November 4, Alpha Tango Juliet.
November 4, Alpha Tango Juliet. Tony, good morning, 59.
You're 5-2 in the November calling.
Thank you very much, my friend. Have a great day today in 73.
7-3.
November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours Ed.
Alpha Echo 4, Juliet Charlie.
Alpha Echo 4, Juliet Charlie. Matthew, good morning, 59.
QSL, you're a 5-2 on Interstate 65, just west of Auburn, Alabama. 7-3.
All right, 73, my friend. Have a great day today and drive safe. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours Ed.
Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Alpha Victor, park to park.
Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Alpha Victor. Good morning, Kerry. You're a 5-5, 55 into my park, US 4215.
Roger. I have you about a 5-6 here at US 8997, QSL.
I copied the 5-6 into park 8997. You going to be at Dayton this week?
Roger. We're headed out tomorrow and going to run some parks in that area.
All right, sounds good. We'll look forward to meeting up with you there.
Roger. We'll have safe travels to Dayton, and we'll see you there. 73.
All right, sounds good. Have a great day today, and happy Mother's Day. 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours Ed.
Kilo Echo 4, Papa Tango Papa.
Kilo Echo 4, Papa Tango Papa. Clyde, good morning, 59.
QSL, good morning, Tim. You're also 5-9 Murphy, North Carolina.
All right, thanks to 59, my friend. Have a great day today in 73. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours Ed.
Alpha Echo 4, Golf Whiskey.
Alpha Echo 4, Golf Whiskey. Greg, good morning, 57.
Roger, Alpha Echo 4, Golf Whiskey. I have you about a 4-3 into Tennessee this morning, QSL.
Thank you for the 4-3 into Tennessee, my friend. You have a great day today in 73.
Hey, I appreciate you being out there and hope you have a great day. 7-3.
All right, thank you. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, yours Ed. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. And just like that, it stopped raining. Let's
Kilo 4, Yankee November.
Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee November. Joe, good morning, 59. Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee November. Good morning, 5-9. Okay, and just like that, it stopped raining again. Let's go ahead and switch over to 20.
Good morning, sir. You're 5-9. If you can still hear me, you're 5-9 down here in Georgia, but I just have a lot of QRM in the background there, and I apologize. We've had some really rainy weather overnight. But hey, thanks for coming back to me there, sir. Glad to make your acquaintance. 73 to you. Good luck.
All right, 73, my friend. Appreciate it. You have a great day today in 73. All right. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot, QSY to 20 meters. All right. As the antenna makes its way down to the area where it's good on 20 meters.
I think it's got my band's not too good.
Is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Is this frequency in use? November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. All right, so I'm spotted on the POTA page, but I haven't gotten it on hand alert yet. So CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Bill, I did. It's not that I didn't log you. For whatever reason, it wouldn't log you, so I just cleared it, and I'll get it in there before I send it up. Don't worry, Bill. I'm not gonna forget you, buddy. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Well, looking at the muff map, that's the muff is maximum usable frequency. Right here in the part of the country I'm in, 20 meters is in the ballpark there. But we've had some solar activity here lately. Last couple of days that have had the bands kind of wonky, and that could be what we're seeing. There is a lot of people that are spotted. Now I've got this filter right now for just phone. There is a fair number of people that are spotted that are doing it. Some of these though are outside of the U.S., which is a possibility depending on the time of day and how things are going. We can shift that gear just in just a few minutes and maybe do some hunting. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. So 20 meters is a little bit longer band. The 40 is pretty, this time of day, during the day, is more regionalized. So 400-ish miles, 400 to 500 miles is a good radius to plan on with relative ease. 20 meters will reach out a little bit further. So right now it is 6:30 on the West Coast. So there may not be a whole lot of people there right now. That's why I generally start on 40 early and switch over to 20. Most of the East Coast is probably what they call out of my skip zone. So the signal goes up, it hits the ionosphere, it comes back down. Think of a pool table, right? And doing a bank shot off the long edge there, the long side. It hits and it goes out. So a lot of the people, Florida and everything, may be actually too close. So I do limit myself on 20, but Europe may possibly be there. So we can go through here in just a few minutes and start looking at some of these other stations and see if we can get some overseas POTA stations. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air from US 4215, the Morgan Monroe State Forest. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. CQ POTA, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot calling CQ Parks on the air and standing by. Let me just go ahead and take care of this now since what was that? So, Bill, that's strange. It's still not allowing me to put your call sign in. That's weird. Huh, maybe that's it. Maybe I typed it 0 instead of a 0. There we go. All right. Bill, I've made you whole, my buddy, my friend. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's just shift gears. Put myself QRT here. Let's go find some frequencies. So I'm just going to start at the top. That's right, Bill. The world is right again. I'm just going to start here at the top and work my way down. So I'm at 233 right now. If I can't hear him decently, I'm not going to try working him because unless there's nobody working him. So nothing on 63. Five 77.
Go ahead, Park Start. Good morning, this is Kilo 1, Mike. Kilo 1, Mike Charlie Oscar. I've got you as 3-3 here into my park as well. Roger, 3 and 3 as well here in Florida. Park number here is 12.
So we'll see how this is going. I'm going to do an oil so you can just build up beside me here.
QSL 12129. You have a great day. Enjoy your activation, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yep, here he comes. See how this goes. Hey, good morning. No. I'm doing ham radio stuff.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, just, yeah, I'm actually live streaming right now. So, but it's okay. All right, have a good day. Alrighty. So that went well. It's the first time I've seen a conservation officer out here actually come up and talk with me. But yeah, that's cool. It's good. Yeah, the park popo. So now get some interference there, and I don't know. No, we'll move on. No. Oh. Somebody's activating on 14.300. I'm sure the Maritime Mobile guys are going to get their britches in a wad. So I could I don't know how they saw the screen before he came up here, but yeah. So for those, I've got on my dashboard as a secondary monitor, and I've got my MacBook down here on a tray table set up. So his name was, you flying drones, which here in Indiana you can't fly off of in the forest property, which I don't know who'd want to fly here, but yeah. So I get that. I'm not. It was a good interaction, and told my as soon as I told him I was live streaming, he was kind of like, "Oh, I'll get out of your way." Yeah, I don't know where that interference came from. My truck. Oh, it died out good. My truck does make some, and I usually I had to power it up to roll the window down, and so I usually get some, and I'll work around that. That's why I turned it off really quick so I could minimize that. I don't know where that other noise is from. Let's see. So far, nothing, and I know 43 is the last one. So yeah, it looks like the bands are pretty much poop. So let's see here. Carrie along here somewhere. Where's she at? 276. No. Well, while we're here, let's just take an opportunity to go to wow. So that's a time server that broadcasts. It's always a good beacon to listen to for propagation. Just swing over to just doing a quick zip through the 10 meter band here. Just yep. All righty. Well, that is what it is. Let's go ahead and let's kill that camera. No, I don't like that. Huh. All right. See, playing around. Need a producer. I need a producer. So just to zip through today. So 13 contacts in 9 minutes and 50 seconds of actual operating time. One park to park with 13 of those contacts. Got contacts in 10 of the 50 U.S. states. No Canadian or other foreign stations. 12 contacts on 20 meters and one contact. Not sure how that's happening. Oh, fixing my problem. Bill, we aren't right with the world. That recorded on 20 meters. All right. Now we're right with the world. Okay. So all 13 contacts on 40 meters. If we look at the map, basically here is our footprint right now. Really nothing up to the north. Our friends up in Canada, I generally, if you look at this kind of bottom half of the circle here, like I said, that's 400 to 500 miles, kind of in this ring here through these stations in North Carolina. That is what I would consider to be, like reliable. The 500 and 600 mile kind of ring is, it just kind of depends on the day, the time of day, and the weather conditions, and by weather I mean the atmospheric conditions. So that's about normal for me. We got the outlier out here, Bill, who's this uses basically the addresses that are on file with the FCC. So depending on where you're located, unfortunately, it may or may not map correctly, right? So, but that's we need to get that updated, Bill. I don't know. That's up to you, man. Yeah, Chris says couldn't hear me up in Wisconsin area. So yeah, I don't know. The atmosphere is a funny thing. and that's the beauty of the science of amateur radio, is that you think you know how it's gonna react, and for the most part, you can't change the laws of physics, but how things react is a variable scale, right? And you never know with this. So that was the activation in a nutshell. Obviously, today is Mother's Day, so I'm assuming that a lot of people are probably doing family things or at church or whatever. And speaking of church, Ham Church is coming up. I believe the guys are live streaming this morning, and I had, there it is. So I do have a link for that. I will put that in there. Make sure you guys go follow them and check that out if you've got time. Otherwise, have a great Sunday and get the week going. If like I said, if you're going to be at Dayton or Xenia for Hamvention, I keep wanting to say Hamvention, make sure to look out, not only for me, but there'll be a whole slew of ham radio YouTubers that'll be there. And speaking of which, ham radio dude Sean, I believe, has secured a booth, and he is gonna open that up and open that up to content creators to kind of use and fill in when he's not there. So swing by and check that out. And then also 4 days in May. If you guys are any interest in QRP stuff, doing things without blasting 100 watts or more into it, 4 days in May is something to check out. It's a kind of a secondary offshoot event, and it is they're at the Holiday Inn, I think, in over by the base, not too far from the base. And they actually have a vendor night Thursday night, which that's a good fun time to kind of hang out. It's you can buy stuff there. So Adam, K6ARK, Aura, K6ARA, Josh Tuflin, I believe, they're going to have a booth there. I know Vince, BE6LK, he's going to have QRP CW products there too. So make sure you check those guys out. They're hams having fun with their side hustle, and make sure you support them. Otherwise, guys, I am going to get out of here and get going. Like I said, have a wonderful and happy holiday, and don't forget to call your moms. Please don't forget that. So here is the link in the chat for Ham Church. Take care, everybody. 73, and we will see you Wednesday night on the Ham Radio Kids Table. We'll be live streaming live from Dayton, and we'll possibly, and don't tell the guys from Coffee and Ham Radios, don't tell them, but we're gonna do a takeover on their meetup at Dayton. The Ham Radio Kids Table is. And with that, guys, 73.